Hey guys, Mechanic CG here, and welcome back to Forza Motorsport 4. Today is episode number 127. If you guys are enjoying the content, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and feel free to hit that join button as it really does help support the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy. This episode was streamed live on YouTube. If you want to make sure to catch the streams, then be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you want to get cheap game keys for Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, then check out Eneba in the description down below. Right, so we're now here for the Mazda 4-cylinder showcase. We're going to be taking the Mazda Familia. I don't know what this car is. I don't like... It's a strange one, which is why I picked it. We're starting off with Silverstone, then Tsukuba, then Suzuka, and then Twin Ring. And that's a spam caller. I will not be answering that. Alright, here we go! Dun 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 dun. Oi! Don't be slowing down like that. Yeah, this reminds me of like old Vauxhalls or something like that. Something about the 80s and the 90s just meant that every car had to have this body design. I think this car was a 90s. I think it's shocking, to be honest. I think that game needs an update so that servers can be removed. I don't understand why. So the always online nature of video games, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think I am. The reason why always online became a thing is so that video game developers could install like anti-cheats and make sure that nobody was cheating in the games, which, although I don't agree with that, it does mean that yes, leaderboards and whatnot are fair. People are getting fair access to the content and whatnot. If a game developer is now no longer earning money from the game because it's delisted, and they are now no longer running the servers because the leaderboards will no longer exist then, why does it need to be an always online game? Games like this need updates, even if the update is like an always offline build of the game that doesn't get released to the public until the servers get shut down. And that build lets you buy all the cars that weren't purchasable before, or stuff like that. They need to make that mandatory. The fact that game developers can earn all this money from a game and then just cut the servers and that's it, gone, is unbelievable. Like, the video game industry as a whole now is all about leeching as much money as possible off of people, whilst also not delivering anything. Like, a video game now costs significantly more to have all the content in it, whilst also not offering you all the content. It's mind-blowing. And the fact that this is a game that people thoroughly enjoy, the Crew 1, is significantly better than the Crew 2 in my opinion. In terms of the story. Okay, yeah, the gameplay might not be better, but the actual story, the actual progression, there was purpose to it. You went and explored different parts of the US. It was amazing. And they don't have that anymore. Yeah. I'm not a fan of some of the EU laws that they've been putting in. Because some of the laws, like, especially when it comes to driving, like, some of the laws that we have on our roads in the UK, although the UK's been quite different for some time, a lot of the laws have stemmed from the EU. The only thing is the EU in the tech world has been doing so much for it, it's unbelievable. Like, you look at how they've been making developers cut down on, not developers, store owners cutting down on their shares. So instead of taking 30% of an app's sales, it's now like 12% or something like that. Most developers are doing that, and they do like a minimum amount before they start taking the higher amount. And the minimum amount is like $1 million or something like that. Which is quite a lot of money, actually. That's an extra like 100 grand. But yeah, the iPhone scenario as well, right? I know iPhone users are going to be like, oh, screw them. Actually, the reason why your new chargers is terrible is not because it's Type-C, it's because Apple are awful. When they announced the... So, when Apple announced... No, not Apple, the EU. When the EU said that all devices by the start of 2024 must be charged by USB Type-C, or charged by USB, which is a universal connection. This is a good song, by the way. I was like, oh yeah, that's going to be great. Apple are finally going to have to upgrade their systems and like run, you know, USB, Type-C. No, instead what they did is they put the same old controller. So the lightning cable before only ran USB 2.0. So every iPhone before has always had USB 2.0. They've had 2.0 speeds, which, by the way, USB 2.0 has been out since like 2009. So you think this is like technology from when the iPod existed, right? They're running this old technology for data transfer. Type-C came out, and they announced for the iPhone Pro Max that they're going to give you USB 3.0 speeds. And then for... Yo, Alex, what up? How are you doing today? And then for your normal iPhone, you're going to still have USB 2.0. So all they've changed is the connector for the normal iPhone 15. That's all they changed, is the fact that you can now connect it and charge it via Type-C. It's the same connection. It's the same speed. And they deliberately did that because they want to try and prove a point and be like, oh yeah, it's not any better. No, it's because they didn't change the controller and didn't want to spend extra money on that. And for the amount of money that you spend on an iPhone that they wouldn't put USB 3. But even funnier, we're on USB 3.2 now, which is so much faster than 3. And the most that they gave you on even the upgraded version of the iPhone was USB 3. I just think that blows my mind. Like, anyone that knows tech knows that this is just fucking stupid. Like, Apple is... I was actually going to praise Apple for a lot of the features that they had announced that was sort of like integrating with Android. They were making it a better platform compared to what it used to be. And then they pull that shit. And they're like, oh yeah, so by the way, you know our drama that we've been... It's not what they said, but they may as well have just gone and said, yeah, so you know the beef we're having with the EU about the chargers? Well, we want to be petty little fucks, and we're just going to give you the same controller and just change the connector. We ain't going to actually use what USB 3 or USB Type-C was there for, you know, being compatible with all sorts of different stuff and giving us the extra speeds that are possible. No, we're just going to use the old controller that we had for the past 10 years. Sorry, that was one hell of a rant. But no, the EU's been doing great, and I think they need to push. Where were we going with this? Video games, yes. The EU need to push to make it that A, if you buy content online, you own it. Because that will force game developers. You know, the issue is, and people say, oh, it's down to logistics. I don't buy. I like digital downloads because they're easy. But the issue is, I don't buy the fact that, oh, well, we need all the 30% cut because of how much it costs to run. The cost to run a server for a year is like 1% of the cost it would cost them to make all the discs that they made for games. Yeah, you've got a manufacturing plant that you've got to run. But when you think about it, that manufacturing plant has a server of its own that is running. So I don't buy the excuse that, oh, games need to become more expensive. There's so many costs cut with digital distribution that there should be no excuse for them to get rid of servers, right? There should be no excuse for them to get rid of games and be like, oh yeah, we can delist this now, we're not offering it, anything like that. No excuse, right? No, I'm not doing a rant on that because I don't need to. Alex, you can shut the fuck up. But yeah, there is zero reason why servers and services should be taken down. I think the EU needs to step up and say, A, if you buy a game, you own it, regardless of if it's digital or physical. And that means you can download it whenever. 6 years, unless there is a catastrophic failure. In which case, companies should offer not compensation, but a chance to download games to an offline backup of your own. So, for example, archive it on a hard drive that you have or something like that, and you can make copies. What I know it's not. They'd still have the issues of DRM, but if that service goes down, technically the DRM's not active anyways. So, or just make it so that you own the games, basically. And also make it so that if a game is always online, that those servers must always be online. That they cannot go down and interfere with the experience for gamers. Because it's becoming the norm that servers are being used, and there's no excuse for it. Right, here we go. Hey, cheese. Brum, brum, beep, beep, get out the way. Up the inside. That's what she said. It's awful. Not too bad. Good start so far. Oh, I completely messed that one up. The O2s. Why did it say 0? Did my stream get blocked? I don't think so. Maybe YouTube's just having a moment. It was acceptable at the time. The issue is, this music, it quite possibly could get me just absolutely shut down, so... Yeah, I think I'm going to do this race and then I'll end the stream. Dibbit, dibbit. Dibbit, dibbit. Dibbit, dibbit, doo, doo. We've lost dancing. Do 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 do. We've lost dancing. This is a tune. We've lost dancing. Not bad. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, comment down below and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.